Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my take on the October 24th, 2018 full moon in Taurus. Now, during a time of a full moon, this could be a time where one can have enough, reach your point of endurance, become exasperated, or just simply full of something. This could be, there could be something that just reaches that boiling point, or it could be the completion or culmination or ending of something. It could also be a very powerful unleashing, outpouring of uninhibited emotional expression. When there is a full moon, I see this as a greater propensity for accidents at this time. And again, it could represent the completion, culmination, the ending or conclusion of something. It could be a time where many may go public with something as well. Now, this could also reflect a revelation or unveiling of something, something that may come to light. This could be a time, again, really going back to the accidents. I mean, this could be a very strong proliferation of accidents, or greater proliferation of accidents at this time. Given this is in Taurus, this could be connected with, in some cases, rushing to make a payment and getting money. It could be over some really avaricious or very greedy behavior, trying to get maybe their hands on that lucre, so to speak, on that money. This could be something where you might see more loony-like behavior, so to speak. Now, everyone collectively may be impacted by the full moon. However, in this particular case, people that have either Taurus or Cancer, Sun, Moon, or the Ascendant could be impacted stronger. Of course, Taurus, obviously, because the moon is going to be in their sign, and Cancer simply because they are simply impacted, strongly impacted by all phases and transits of the moon, given that the moon does rule their sign. Now, perhaps this could be attributed as to why the zodiac sign Cancer can be so fickle, moody, and temperamental. Now, with this full moon in Taurus, I could see many people might become really tired, exasperated, full. Perhaps it's someone's obstinate, stubborn, intransigent, or even avaricious or greedy behavior, overly stolid behavior. Say if this is in the 7th house, this could be over an overly stolid relationship, person, or significant other, I should say. Somebody that maybe just isn't expressing a lot of animation or feeling or emotion, and someone may simply become tired of it. Now, the full moon in Taurus, this could also manifest in being tired really of one's monetary situation. This could be where, I mean, emotions unleashed could be over enduring something for a protracted period. Remember that Taurus energy is really about very slow provocation. Taurus is a sign that is generally not easily provoked, but after a lot of persistent, perhaps goading and provocation, that's when Taurus can become angry. So when you're talking about a full moon in Taurus, this could be where a lot of people might become tired over, perhaps constant derogatory, disparaging remarks being thrown at them, so to speak, and finally unleash these strong emotions after putting up with it for so long. It could be provocation or goading, or just some negative behavior that somebody has had to endure for a very protracted period. Now, also, as far as this full moon in Taurus goes, this could be something where many may finish something that required a lot of patience, persistence, perseverance, a lot of self-reliance, and may go public with it. Could be an ingenious money-making idea. This could be something that might facilitate banking somehow. It could be, and especially considering, I mean, reason I'm saying could be very ingenious money-making idea, because you're going to have this making the conjunction to Uranus at this time. It could also be, in some cases, this could reflect a revelation or unveiling of a person that may have been, you found out that's disclosed or divulged to you that could be really greedy, money hungry, avaricious, very materialistic, overly stubborn, obstinate. It could be a person, I mean, this could also be, in some cases, this could also reflect the completion or culmination of something that could be Taurus related. It could be some money-making endeavor. It could be the end of some kind of Taurus job or career, such as working as a stockbroker, banking, being an accountant, a financial advisor, pawnbroker position, a geological project, and this could reach an end. And also, when you're talking about a full moon, it could be very strong, very full, powerful, very strong, powerful emotional expression. And this could be something where, looking at this, it could be something where you're putting in a lot of very, it could be really the powerful emotional need, I should say, and it could be over where it could really be strongly expressed. It could be connected with creature comfort, sensuality, money in general, values, possessions, and financial stability. Could be expressed as very strong, powerful emotional needs, and it could be a time where many may actually be willing to express this a little bit more outwardly as opposed to previously. Now, the thing about this too is looking at this, I mean, and also looking at this as far as collectively and globally. I mean, you look at this, and this could really, I mean, given you're going to have this at 1 degree Taurus. Now, as far as Sabian symbols go, I mean, in looking at this as far as globally, now this could indicate in some cases it could be something catastrophic, like very strong seismic activity. It could be some kind of earthquake or certain destruction somewhere as far as the earth goes. I'm not saying, you know, anything very major, but you might have, it's a little greater propensity for some kind of earthquake at this time. And the fact is, what intensifies this is the fact that the full moon will conjoin Uranus, and really, and given that, I mean, you're talking about, when you're still talking about, I mean, Uranus could be connected with very unpredictable energy, and then you have this full moon, this full expression. It's also, and the fact that Taurus is the sign I see is connected with the Earth, so you can do the math. So anyway, and the thing about it is, and in that 1 degree can be, as far as Sabian symbols go, can be a very catastrophic kind of degree, very disastrous kind of a degree. So I think, to me, it seems like there might be some location that might experience a strong earthquake at this time on Earth. So anyway, now another thing I want to get to as far as this goes is that, okay, now looking at this as well, I think what's interesting is that many of you may know that there's going to be, okay, the Mega Millions drawing. It's a lottery drawing, lottery game. And right now, it currently sits, if I'm not mistaken, at about $1.6 billion. Nobody has won it yet. Now, the next drawing is going to be on October 23rd, 2018, I believe, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And I understand, okay, the full moon is going to fall in Taurus on October 24th, which is the next day. I would not be completely flabbergasted or be in a state of shock or bewilderment or what have you if somebody actually, okay, somebody wins it, that drawing on the 23rd, maybe the divulging of that winner will take place on the 24th, which of course would coincide with the full moon in Taurus. What's interesting too about that full moon in Taurus is going to fall in the United States using the Sagittarius ascendant. It's going to fall in the 5th house of gambling speculation. Very interesting. So I would not be shocked if somebody actually does win that finally wins that lottery at the time. It's really not going out on much of a limb. I understand that, given that it's inevitable somebody's going to win it anyway, and it's likely somebody could win it at that time, given it's gone on for a very protracted period without somebody winning. So somebody ultimately is going to win, probably in the next 2 or 3 drawings of it. So I think it's probably going, I mean, it's likely going to happen, I think, on this date anyway. But I think this full moon in Taurus could even give maybe a little bit more. It may give some little validation to it. I mean, I'm not saying this will definitely happen, but I do feel there's a very strong probability of that happening at that time. And remember, the full moon could be about revelations or unveilings, and it could be over something monetary. And I really feel that somebody will likely win it at that time, and you'll get the disclosure. It would be, if that were to happen, likely the disclosure of the winner will be on the 24th, considering 11 p.m. of course Eastern Time is going to be very late, the latter part of the 23rd. Hold on a minute, people. Sorry about that, I'm back again. Now, anyway, now it's also important to look at the house that this falls in a natal chart, as this could impact the delineation. Now, mine is going to fall in the 12th house. Now, I think how this may manifest with me, it could be that I may simply become tired, had enough of a monetary situation that could be very limiting, restricting, and inhibiting. It could be something, maybe I'll complete that's done in solitude and seclusion, that could be connected with the metaphysical, the astrology, that required a lot of tenacity, determination, and dedication. Another thing is that I might look at it as being maybe overly persistent. Maybe it's a revelation to me that's maybe myself undoing, maybe being overly persistent with something that could be 12th house related. Also, too, maybe I'll simply become tired, exasperated, and full of someone that I could maybe would say has the case of the stubborns in my private life, someone overly obstinate and intractable and unyielding. Now, another way, now also, too, of course, it's important to look at the aspects this makes to points in your natal chart, as this could be significant as well and could impact the delineation and interpretation. Now, mine, interestingly enough, is going to make a tight square to my Aquarius midheaven. Now, perhaps it could be maybe doing something about limiting about a limiting monetary financial situation may conflict with the public image / career as the astrologer. Another way this can manifest, it could be this full, stubborn, obstinate energy, persistent energy in private I may be involved with, might conflict with this, maybe this eccentric authority figure, perhaps. Now, another aspect it's going to make to a point in my astrological chart, it's also going to make a sextile to my Mercury in Cancer. Now, perhaps this may suggest a powerful emotional need for peace, tranquility, and stability in my private life, which of course is the full moon in Taurus, the 12th, and may be articulated easily, given it's making the sextile to Mercury, and with the ability to speak extemporaneously, spontaneously, and very right off the bat, so to speak. Perhaps with some contemplation. Of course, that's Mercury being in Cancer, so it could give a very good blending of that moon and Mercury energy. Now, also, looking at the electional aspects this makes can be important as well, as this could, I mean, looking at this could be something that could impact the delineation and interpretation strongly. Now, you're going to have, looking at this, the moon is going to, moon in Taurus, of course, is going to make the Uranus, full moon in Taurus will make a close conjunction to Uranus in Taurus. Now, the way I look at this is that many may go public with some ingenious, innovative, money-making endeavor. It could be a Taurus-like invention, such as something connected with gardening, cultivation, could be architecture, and also many may unpredictably change a monetary situation they were in. And especially given it's 1 degree, I think this could manifest as really this is the completion of, I mean, the full moon, of course, could represent the culmination or completion or ending of something. Many may be unpredictably, very unexpectedly, spontaneously ending some kind of monetary situation, but given it's 1 degree, that could signify that something else could be coming around the corner. And given that you're going to have Venus retrograde Scorpio, I think a lot of people, in some cases, others may also be going back to some kind of Scorpio money-making endeavor. It could be something connected with astrology, forensics, investigation, the occult, supernatural, locksmithing, maybe even surgery, something that could be, it could be embalming, working as a coroner, something that could be Scorpio related. Now, again, this could be a time where looking at this, I want to go over again the moon looking at the Sabian symbols. Of course, this could impact the delineation interpretation as well. And go back to where I was saying before about reiterate a little bit. The moon at 1 degree Taurus. Now, given its Sabian symbols, now globally, this could indicate, like I stated before, something that could be destructive, catastrophic, like an earthquake or there might be some kind of destruction to somewhere to the earth. I'm not saying the whole earth. I'm just talking about maybe in one country somewhere, or maybe just like one city might experience something. Now, what intensifies this again is the fact that the full moon will conjoin Uranus, which and also another thing too to look at as far as this 1 degree goes with the Sabian symbols and being in Taurus. This could also be about perhaps the concealment or suppression of some kind of assets that might be revealed. There might be many unveilings and revelations associated with this at this time. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about too is as far as really looking at this on an individual level, the full moon at 1 degree Taurus may give very distorted financial monetary aspirations. It could be ones that might seem preposterous or not conceivable. It's also imperative at this time to guard against possible indolence, lethargy, apathy, and stagnation as well, because that could be what this degree can signify. Now, also, it's important to look at electional aspects at this time, as they can be intensified by this full moon. Now, at this time, the sun will make an opposition to Uranus. Now, this could indicate or suggest perhaps that powerful authority figures could oppose very radical, rebellious energy. Many that might become exasperated and fed up with some kind of financial or monetary situation may oppose controlling supervisors by unpredictably leaving their positions. And also there's a powerful and also too the powerful emotional need for freedom, perhaps in financial situations as well, given you're having that moon in Taurus making the conjunction to Uranus. This could agitate and oppose controlling and even supervisors that might turn out to be rather vindictive and vengeful, given that this is Sun in Scorpio. And well, how would they be vindictive and vengeful? Well, I mean, take examples where you're going to might have a number of people leaving their positions and getting tired of what they're doing financially. They might be tired of the money that they're making and go somewhere else where they can make more, of course. So what could happen is these people that supervisors, authority figures that are left could badmouth these people that have left and give them a bad reference as an example, make it difficult for them to try to, in order to get rehired at another business. So that's basically what I'm saying as an example. Now, it's also important to look at transits from other astrological points at this time to astrological positions in your chart, as they may be intensified by this full moon. Now, again, Venus will be retrograde in Scorpio, and as far as how it impacts me personally, it'll be in my 6th house. Now, it could be where I might be reverting or going back to making maybe money doing some kind of astrological work, and this could be amplified given it's going to take place at this full moon. The Sun in Scorpio will also be in my 6th house. Now this could intensify the focus and concentration of energy and attention on incorporating more astrology into my work and daily routine. Now, again, the fact that this is going to be 1 degree, I mean, you're looking at 1 degree Scorpio Sun as well, of course, since the full moon is going to be at 1 degree Taurus. Now, given I'll have this 1 degree Scorpio Sun in my 6th house at the time, this could signify the start of something that maybe is a rebirth, a revival, and given Scorpio, I mean, it could be astrological work, perhaps. So I'm thinking that might be a good time where maybe I might start and revive and so to speak, maybe my astrology, doing astrology charts for people. So anyway, also too, the full moon, given that the full moon is going to be in Taurus in my 12th house, this could indicate that this might be tied in to something of a very limiting monetary situation with me. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the October 24th, 2018 full moon in Taurus. Stay tuned next time where I am going to be talking about how I believe the zodiac sign Virgo can be manipulated. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.